All right, it's popping YouTube. It's your boy Big Earth so coming at you with another YouTube video, another reaction, another lively gag video that might come out another month from now. Who knows? But today is maybe the maybe like the fourth day after Borderlands came out, the new Borderlands game. I really wanted to play it, but um bigger things have came up, so I'm gonna just have to wait. But you know what? I could still look at videos of it. I can still look at reactions, think pieces and stuff like that. So like that'll hold me over to the next, like, I don't know, the Black Friday sale or something. But this the video we got for you. For here is the biggest crash out I ever seen from the legendary drops. I've seen him a few times, I think this one's a good one. And yeah, I want to share with all y'all.
All three of y'all.
So by all means, let's go ahead and get into it. You know what I mean?
Code your own engine. That's the solution. We have CEOs that are stepping forward to tell their paying customers that performance issues largely are just a figment of their imagination, and that according to their independent and likely non-existent research, that humans can't even detect input lag. You can't even see these frame rate issues. You know what? Let's take it a step further. Let's create a class divide by telling the players that we make premium games for premium gamers. Against the backlash of Borderlands 4's garbage performance, regardless of whatever hardware you're playing on, Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford has come forward on social media and instead of just saying, "We hear you, we're working on it," proceeds to have the most epic and catastrophic crash out that I think I've ever seen in the history of video games. This guy goes on for like 20 responses just talking to himself. Performance in AAA games has been one of the biggest issues that most players are facing today. And
All right,
the
let's
price
go
of
ahead
these
and
games
get a
continues
pause
to
real
increase,
quick.
but so does the hardware demand.
Randy Pitchford is I believe, the CEO of Gearbox, aka the head chief, the head person for Borderlands, all the Borderlands games and stuff like that. So he has a history of getting in trouble over some real some really dumb shit. Some really dumb shit. So I'm not surprised he's back in trouble again. So he was also in trouble before this new game came out, Borderlands 4. So yeah, I'm not too surprised.
Demands. And it's because these games are not being made with the customer in mind. They're not setting realistic expectations, and they don't value performance and quality the same way that we do. It's just not happening that way. Today, I want to talk about the public crash out of Borderlands 4. I want to talk about the critical difference in how we value performance while the industry seems to just not value it at all, and why they expect for us to continue to pay for their mistakes. Sorry, my wallet's not feeling all that empathetic.
That
Big
part.
thanks to Starford Systems for supporting the channel and sponsoring today's video. They build some of the most
Wish I had something like that. I bet I could make that.
Assembled, stress tested, and built to last. Whether you want
They got stickers. I can make those
ready to
stickers.
go or a full custom build, check out Starford Systems and use my link in the description below. Now, as many of you guys might know, I was hyped for Borderlands 4. I love RPGs, I love first-person shooters, I grew up on Diablo, and Borderlands has always been the perfect blend of both. I have put thousands of hours into the series from the very first game. Hell, I even enjoyed Borderlands 3 as long as I played it on mute and pretended like Ava never existed. So when...
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. I don't like talking about Borderlands 3, man. They committed the ultimate sin. They had good. Oh no, fuck. They created the ultimate sin. I promise you they did, bro. I promise you they did. Oh, fuck it. They killed my bitch Maya, doc. They killed my bitch Maya. They killed my bitch. There's literally no reason there was no other reason to play the game, doc. Oh my gosh. Then they did some fanfic bullshit with the other characters. I was like, what? I mean, I couldn't get there in time for this. It's some bullshit. I couldn't, bro. It was some bullshit. It's just some bullshit. There's no going past it. There's no, let me go this way. Let me go. No, it's just bullshit right here. It's a whole wall of bullshit. And it's like, deal with it. They're like, deal with it. And you're fucking weird. What? How I'm weird? For your shitty writing. Come on, bro. Man, whatever, man. Fuck you, bro.
I heard that Borderlands 4 was going to be even bigger, open world, more build diversity, more guns, more bosses, and a more grounded narrative, I could not wait to dive in. And now that it's here, I love it. Don't get me wrong, the game definitely has its shortcomings.
I'm glad to hear
A
that.
lot more toned down earlier on in the game. Dropping a massive boss only to get like 5 basic rarity items is limp and unsatisfying, but beyond that, the game nails so much. The movement options, the sheer variation in baseline builds, the characters, the world building, the tone, even the humor, it all lands way better than the last game. The new weapon types and licensed part systems are great touches too. Playing solo or with friends, Borderlands 4 is exactly what I hoped this series would evolve into. But what I never expected is that it would be a performance dumpster fire. I'm playing Borderlands 4 on an RTX 4090 with a Ryzen 7 9800X 3D. That is not mid-range hardware.
I don't know. I guess that's like expensive hardware.
Where it's absolutely not top of the line either, but it's strong enough that I almost never run into any performance issues that I can't solve by just brute forcing it. Yet here I am, even on high settings, I'm stuck relying on DLSS performance, upscaling, and frame gen just to be able to hit something close to stable. And even then, the game is constantly bugging out with lighting that's flickering and tunnels, cave entrances that are glowing, and artifacting ground objects that are popping in and out like it's 2008.
That sounds bad. That sounds really bad. But I'm sure they will fix it, right? They'll fix it and be very professional about it.
Dude, this is 2025. This game likely cost Gearbox over $300 million to make with marketing included. It's been in development for 7 years. It costs $70 at a minimum, and the deluxe edition is pushing $130. And while the game is definitely big, it's cel-shaded. It's not pushing hyper-realistic fidelity. Performance should be the last thing that's dragging this game down.
Right.
The kind of money that we spent and the kind of money that they spent, optimization is not a luxury. It is the baseline expectation. Then again, I guess we probably should have seen this coming because just before the game released, there was a promotional fundraiser for Borderlands 4, and the game crashed live while Conan O'Brien was playing it. And suddenly, now that embargo not lifting until the game launched makes perfect sense.
Fantastic.
I've never seen this.
Bro,
crash
are you
the game.
serious?
Sorry, Borderlands 4.
I've never seen this crash the game.
Since launch, the conversation
Oh, that's embarrassing. Oh, that's embarrassing. You couldn't talk shit after that. I couldn't. You couldn't just talk shit after that one. That's embarrassing.
Borderlands 4 has been dominated by its abysmal performance across both PC and console.
Okay. Fix Borderlands 4 stuttering issues by upping my shader cast size to 100, which feels something I shouldn't have to do. Well, optimized game.
Though
Right.
PC players have definitely been the loudest, but that's simply just because it's easier to track and measure for these guys.
Right.
Articles, videos, social media.
So you can only imagine on on PlayStation 5 and Xbox how bad it is there. No one's like fessed up probably yet. So you can only imagine what's going on there.
Threads and now Steam are all echoing the exact same complaint. The game runs like trash. And normally when this happens, you would expect the developer to step up and do the usual PR lines. We hear you, we see the issues, and we're working on those fixes. But this is Gearbox that we're talking about. This is Randy Pitchford, the same CEO when fans were expressing their concerns over whether or not the game would cost $80, told them, well, real fans will buy.
Yeah, Randy Pitchford is probably outraged after claiming real fans will figure out how to pay $80 for Borderlands. Real fan here. I think the fuck not. Like, you serious? No, you serious, my nigga? I think the fuck not. What? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Nigga, fuck you. What?
Borderlands 4. Following the backlash, Randy Pitchford took to Twitter to play customer support after boasting that Borderlands 4 could climb over.
All right, let me see this. We had CS work, customer service work. I don't know why you had to abbreviate that. We had com, bro. You can't even what? We had com. I'm stuck on that. We had com. We had com CS work. What? Oh my gosh, he 50. Aren't you 50 years old? Aren't you 60? We had com CS work that through settings tweaks, only being able to climb up to 120 first FPS. Plus on PC and Borderlands, we 3 and 4-year-old hardware. With 3 and 4-year-old hardware, your mileage may vary, but please consider using the tools available to you to tune your own balance between FPS solutions. It's like Mike Berger's talking, but it's like, well, maybe you should do something on your end to make it stop being soggy. I don't know, maybe use a napkin or something. It's like, what? It's like, nigga, what? Oh my gosh. Maybe you should use a napkin. Just use a napkin.
For 120 FPS on 3 to 4-year-old hardware, a player pushed back saying, what hardware. What are the specs? It's great that you're offering help, but wouldn't it have been better to build it for the most common hardware in the first place? Randy responds with, the minimum and recommended specs are published. The most common hardware is a 4-year-old cell phone. Borderlands 4 is a premium game made for premium gamers. Just as it can't run on a PlayStation 4, it cannot be expected to run on outdated PC hardware. Unlike on
I can't stand that. It's premium hardware. It's a premium game. It's premium hardware. You need to be premium. Are you premium enough? Are you premium for the premium club? I guess you're not premium. I hate this nigga, dog. He never says the right thing, bro. I swear.
PlayStation and Xbox, we can't stop PC players with suboptimal hardware from trying to play the game. Some try and get mad. Some have real issues we need to fix. And some need to learn how their PCs work at a high end in 2025 and use tools available to find the right balance between frame rate, resolution, and graphic features.
Wow, I need me. Eso estoy. Eso estoy dura. So estoy dura. I need to learn how to maneuver around the settings and optimize my game using my computer parts. But you couldn't optimize it at base when the game is as a finished package. You couldn't optimize it. You have to clap back. You have to clap back with your pathetic ass clapbacks. Are you serious? See, this is Randy Pitchford at again, baby. Randy Pitchford, folks. You gotta love him, right? You gotta love him.
This is not a game meant to run on 10-year-old PCs. It uses the full capabilities of modern buses, CPUs, and GPUs. If you're trying to drive a monster truck with a leaf blower's motor, you're going to be disappointed. If you discover your system can't run the game well, whether by accident, wishful thinking, or just not wanting to mess with the settings, please use the refund feature on Steam rather than having a subpar experience. This is one of the most ignorant, insulting, tone-deaf responses I have ever seen from a CEO. Pitchford isn't just deflecting criticism here, he is outright sneering at the people who paid for his product. He's framing Borderlands 4 like it's some kind of elite luxury experience, a premium game made for premium players, while conveniently ignoring the fact that it's a broken mess that can't even run properly on hardware that's far and above the recommended specs. He's not talking to the average player.
Shit, man. Look at this gameplay. You look from Borderlands 2 all the way to 4, shit looks the same. Like, what is going on here, bro? Like, what are you talking about? It's not optimized. It's not premium. Your game, you don't got premium specs to play this premium game. This premium game looks like a fucking comic book. It always looks like a fucking comic book. It's fucking low quality. How can you fuck up low quality, man?
He is talking down to them as if the problem is their ignorance and their 10-year-old
Look at this.
PC.
This shit blurred as fuck. Look at this shit. This shit was blurred. Come on, man.
Recommended specs. He's not talking to the average player here. He is talking down to them as if the
look at it. Blurred as all hell. Blurred as all get out. Look at that. Blurred. And look how close the camera is. You should be able to see all that damn fucking detail, man.
problem is their ignorance and their 10-year-old PC rather than his studio's inability to ship a functional game. But no.
And like, you saying that's my fault? No, it's not my fault. Absolutely not. That's why I'm not playing. This is not going to get you a game. At $80. What the fuck wrong with you?
Instead of acknowledging that, he would rather reduce legitimate complaints into 3 buckets. People that either get mad, people that have real issues, and then the ones that need to learn how their PC works. Translation, if the game runs poorly, it's your fault or your imagination. Please use
don't
the refund
gaslight me,
feature
bro.
on Steam.
See?
That is not
Heck,
customer
bro.
support. That is a CEO of a studio basically telling their paying customers to get lost if they're not willing to bend over backwards to tinker with their settings for a $70 to $130 game that should be working out of the box. Imagine dropping hundreds, even thousands of dollars on modern PC hardware, buying a flagship release, and then being told by the guy in charge that you need to become a part-time technician or just walk away. This is not leadership. This is active content. This is the same old Randy Pitchford routine. Gaslight, deflect, insult, and then just blame the players. And the fact that he is doing all of this while Borderlands 4 is collapsing under the weight of its own performance issues just makes this all the more pathetic. And of course, if you guys thought it
Well,
stopped there with the
sexy.
first
Looking
tweet, you
wings.
thought that was going to be the low point, you are wrong, because Pitchford did not stop there. He went on a 19-post rant, doubling down on every
Jesus
single excuse and
fucking
condescension
Christ.
that he could muster.
Okay, he was gonna read it. But you know what? I got time.
You are wrong because Pitchford did not stop there. He went on a 19-post rant.
Okay, every PC gamer must accept the reality of the relationship between their hardware and the software they are running is doing. We have made an amazing, fun, huge looter shooter campaign. The game is pretty damn optimal, which means the software is doing what we want without wasteful cycles on bad processes. With Borderlands 4, every PC gamer has a lot of tools to balance their preferences between FPS, resolutions, and rendering features. And if you aren't happy with the balance between these things and you're experiencing, please tune your preferences using the tools available to you. Fuck you, nigga. We appreciate an incredibly high degree of passion and excitement there is for the game we have been developing for over 6 years. We know strong feelings leads to strong opinions. We hear you and see you. I don't, but you don't care. I don't think you care though. I don't think you want to make this right because you would have told them, hey, we understand, we hear you, we're fixing it as soon as possible. Here's some, I don't know, DLC money bullshit idioms. Here's some idioms for your trouble. Which is like, do you make idioms? Is idioms still the currency for black market guns and stuff? Is that still the currency? Let's see. For campaign, shooter, looter, it is absolutely reasonably for the developers focus on default setting. Achieving 30 frames on minimum specs and 60 on recommended. No, man. No, this is what I expect from. This is what I expect from Reddit. It's like, hey, my game not working. How to do? Well, it might be your specs, man. You know, you might just need to fix that with your specs and stuff like that. I'm hearing some bullshit, man. I'm hearing some bullshit again. I don't get it, bro. I swear on my name, I can probably run this company more than him, bro. I swear on my name. I can run this company better than him. Randy Pitchford, the gaslighter. Randy Pitchford, the guy who had porn. It was caught with porn on business thumb drives. I can run this bitch better than him. Motherfucker had business thumb drive, lost it at some kind of Chili's. Who knows? I don't really know. A Chili's or some shit, and it had porn on it. And you know what? You know what his excuse was? It was magical, man. Like her, the way she did it with the wand and with her pussy, like she was a magician, man. I was like, no, that's not true. Now I'm like, I can't believe you can't be fucking serious. Are you serious? As a kid, I was like a young adult. I was like, that's fucking hilarious. You fucking suck. You suck at this. Now I'm like, I'm so disappointed in this company. I'm so disappointed in you. You fucking suck. It's just like, I don't get how can you how you still have keys to this company? How didn't I just like overthrow you by now? Like how? Like how didn't they not do that? It should have been easy. It should have been easy. How did not overthrow you, bro? Then he's going back and forth for people on Twitter. Like, are you pulling up? You don't got phones. You don't have premium specs to play my premium game. What's wrong with you guys, man? Stop all that complaining. It's like, what? No. Fix your game. Just fix your game.
The wrong mindset. He trotted out that same tired argument that DLSS is the magic fix, even though, and also suggesting that if people don't like frame generation, well, that's just because they saw something scary on the internet. Saying that through his own research that he's been led to believe that humans can't even detect input lag.
Okay, like how many of y'all even know what DLSS even is, man? Let's be educational. So what is DLSS? NVIDIA stands for DLSS stands for Deep Learning Super Sampling. NVIDIA's property system involving performance and imagery of quality of games. The super sampling part of the name comes from the ability to intelligently upscale games to higher resolutions thanks to neural networking has been trained. So I guess it'd be something similar to that ray tracing that everybody keeps clamoring about. So the GPU is supposed to upscale and make everything super smooth using AI within the graphics card. That's what it's supposed to be doing. But but I'm sure there's tons of input you need to put in way before you put that game out. It doesn't just work out of the box like that. I don't know. I don't know if that's a feature. It's like, hey, I need this graphics card to do this for me. I don't know how that shit works. But you know what? I'm gonna get blamed for not knowing how that shit works. The average Joe is going to get blamed for not knowing how that shit works. That's why it should work out of the box. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
The through line of all 19 posts is
This is what Legendary drops the time. Like, shit work outside the box. Like, not everybody know what to do with that stuff, man.
the same. The game is fine. You're the problem. Whether it's telling players that they need to accept reality, that their emotions are clouding their judgment, or that they should just refund the game if they don't want to fiddle with their settings. And just when you thought he finally might log off, he drops one more gem. Code your own engine and show us how it's done. We'll be your customer when you pull it off. This is just pure spite for the people that are funding your game. Imagine spending 7 years and hundreds of millions of dollars on a product that can't even maintain a stable performance. And then you turn around and you start mocking your customers by telling them to build their own engine if they think that they can do better. Guys, I think Randy must have left his conscience on a USB drive at medieval times, because I have never seen such a mask-off moment or such an unjustified crash out. He's trying to frame this like players are asking for 300 FPS on 10-year-old hardware, when in reality, channels like Hardware Unboxed have already proven that a stable 30 or even 60 FPS doesn't even hold up on the very hardware that Gearbox is advertised. Cyberpunk 2077 at launch. And when they finally dug into the so-called optimization guide published...
Wait, you saying that old clunker can run Cyberpunk way better, slightly better?
At launch. And
so this 2080 can run Cyberpunk way better than this? And this can't handle it? And medium presets.
When they finally dug into the so-called optimization guide published by NVIDIA, it looked like the entire thing was AI generated, riddled with nonsense recommendations, and we have a CEO that is getting mad that everybody noticed.
Oh, wow. They don't... Oh, wow. They didn't even test that shit out. Wow. We didn't test that shit out. Wow. And it's not that hard. You can just pay somebody. You can literally pay a YouTuber. They do this shit for free and get paid for it. They do it for the love of the game to get paid for it. Are you serious?
This makes me so embarrassed to be enjoying Borderlands 4. I would say that I regret the purchase, but 2K gave me a code on the terms that I at least made a video for the game, so here's your video.
Hey, man, if you can give it to me, please. Like, hey, I'll play it. It might skip, because now to premium quality, it might be up to premium quality, so I might have to move some things around to be able to play it. But, yeah, you should give it to me. If you can give it to me, just give it to me.
I'm still getting blackballed from this industry, but that's okay. I make videos for you, not for them. I'm so sick of the moral posturing. How many times I have to see these developers say things like, we work so hard on the game, we love this game. That's great. We want to be able to play the game comfortably. And the fact that you would take offense to that shows that you're just being defensive about not doing your job. You insult your customers and their intelligence. I have never seen somebody fight so hard and try so hard to destroy the reputation of a genuinely solid game that just needed a little bit more time in the oven. You are making permanent statements for temporary problems. All you had to say was, we hear you, we're working on it. That's it.
Right. No, yes.
Maybe if you didn't spend that $12 million bonus on a Magic House and instead spend it on the salary of your optimization team, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But
he spent $20 million on what? A Magic House? A Magic... Oh, I gotta look that up.
You don't have any excuses. That's the problem that I don't think that they understand. Cyberpunk 2077 runs better. That's a far more detailed game. Kingdom Come Deliverance runs insanely well, and that game has hyperphotorealism. It has life schedules for its NPC and AI, and that game could work on just about anything. You have competition that's out in the market right now that proves that this is your fault, not the fault of the players or their hardware. But you can't handle that. You can't come to terms with that.
No, you can't.
Know who your customer is and meet them where they are. Under no circumstances is it our fault for not keeping up with the most modern hardware. And the entire time that he is complaining about all these players not using the right settings, he's constantly bringing up DLSS, he's constantly bringing up frame gen. These are modern solutions to problems that you created, and it's using hardware that most players don't even have access to. I'm so sick of these companies pretending like FrameGen is some magic bullet for performance. It's not. It's a band-aid that is there to cover up for steep hardware demands it's created by poor optimization. And half the time, it's creating more problems than it's actually fixing. Extra input latency, artifacting, CPU bottlenecking, and diminishing returns the higher your frame rate goes. The irony is that FrameGen is only available on 40 and 50 series GPUs, the exact cards that are going to be running at higher frame rates to begin with. It's a self-defeating solution. The players who actually need the performance boost don't even have access to it, while the people who do have access to it are going to be the ones getting the least benefit from it. What makes this all worse is the industry's blind faith in it. Just a few weeks ago, I had made a video that was pointing out how at least one company finally admitted the obvious, that the pace of hardware and software development has completely outrun players' ability to keep up. Every year, publishers are chasing higher fidelity, more photorealism, more systems that are crammed into these massive games, but wages have not risen with inflation, let alone the cost of being able to keep your hardware current. Players simply cannot afford to upgrade at the rate that these companies are demanding us to. Pitchford leaned hard onto DLSS and frame generation in his responses, but the reality is FrameGen is only available on 40 to 50 series GPUs. According to Steam's August hardware survey, that's just 22% of users, meaning that 78% of PC players don't even have access to these so-called solutions that he keeps preaching about. That's what I
don't got that.
mean when I say that these companies are not serving their customers where they actually are, and Gearbox isn't alone in doing this. When I saw the heated discourse around performance, I went and checked out to see how it lined up with the game's reception. On Steam, Borderlands 4 was sitting around mostly negative, which is exactly what you would expect given what players were experiencing, but critics, they had the game sitting at an 84 on Metacritic and an 85 on OpenCritic, making it one of the best reviewed games this year and automatically a recommendation. Almost every reviewer did mention performance issues, yet none of those problems really ever seemed to touch the final score. When I pointed out this gap, seeing this disparity between user scores and critic scores, I had summed it up on Twitter saying there is an ocean of difference between how customers value performance and how critics seem to not. This caught the attention of Paul Tossi, a writer from Forbes, who had quoted me saying that I think that there's a difference between a player base using a Steam thumbs down to express valid discontent and a critic submitting a permanent score to Metacritic when there could be a patch the next day. Though you mention it in the review, certainly. This started a bit of a back and forth between me and Paul Tossi, where I replied saying, I totally get where you're coming from, and ultimately that proves my point. Critics do weight performance issues differently than players because of the permanence of your reviews. While I appreciate you and others mentioning performance, there is a major difference in the reception of it. First impressions are oftentimes last impressions for players, and poor optimization leaves players feeling undervalued in a way that critics don't communicate.
And you know what? He's really good at that. Look at that. Very professional. He doesn't have to talk down to Paul Tassi. He didn't have to talk down to him. It's very cordial, very professional, unlike Randy.
Paul pushed back, saying, I get why the reaction is different, but I still can't agree that we value it less. We may think about it differently, but I don't think that we care about it less because it doesn't tank our overall score. I also think that there are levels between this doesn't work and frames drop. I clarified my point saying, I'm not saying that you don't care or that it doesn't tie into your review score. However, the perception of value is different between those that are spending money on an experience and the purpose of that experience for them. It's the difference between outrage and inconvenience. He replied, I suppose, but you could extrapolate that to be true for any aspect of a game, i.e. we care less a game is bad because we got a free code, which isn't true. I push back again saying, we do though. I'm including myself here so it doesn't feel like I'm trying to dog on you. It feels comparatively worse paying for a bad game than playing it for free. Again, inconvenience versus outrage. One wasted my time, the other wasted my time and money. He countered with, yeah, I mean, I pay for games, I don't pay for others, but it being free never changes my opinion. You just know it's a paid product and go from there. I get how some people may not believe that, but it is what it is.
I get it. He's just trying to play defense. You know, there's eyes everywhere. You know, there's eyes everywhere, and you know, you still want to get those free codes. You know what I mean? You still want to get those free codes for the next game. So he's playing defense. He's trying to be cordial, stuff like that.
I wrapped it up with, I think this is a great conversation to explore, regardless of differing perspectives and opinions. I know you're on FPS sometimes. Good topic to bring up with Ralph at some point. I know that he pays for his trips and previews out of pocket out of fear of changing his or his audience's perspective. I think this
Excuse
whole
me?
conversation illustrates why
What
players
was
and the
that,
industry
buddy?
at large are
What
just
was
living in
that?
two different realities right now. Paul is not wrong that critics think about it differently, but that's exactly the issue. Critics can afford to think about it differently. For players, performance is not some abstract scoring metric. It's just the difference between a game being playable or not, between a purchase feeling like it's justified or a scam. When these critics are framing these performance issues as minor inconveniences, it comes across as dismissive. Players do not experience bugs and stutters like there's some footnote. We're experiencing those things like they're the actual game. And when these games are costing $70 to $130, that frustration is now hardening into outrage. What I don't think these guys understand is that critics are not living with that same financial weight, not in the same way. Most of these guys are getting their copies for free, and no matter how much they insist that that's not affecting their judgment, it changes the psychology of value.
It will
Paying
affect
for a
my
broken
judgment.
game hits
Yeah,
harder.
for
It
free.
feels like
Thank
betrayal.
you.
That's why review
Thank you
scores
so
barely move when
much.
performance is bad, and that's why user scores are the ones that are tanking. It's not that we players value it more, it's that we experience the cost of failure more directly. A critic can wait for patches, they can keep their score intact, and they can just move on to the next code in their inbox. But a player, well, we're stuck looking at a broken purchase and wondering why the press seems to just not care about any of our outrage or take any of it seriously. And that all brings me back to a bigger problem, which is permanence. Both
Ooh,
critics and
straight
developers are
thing in the
treating
game.
performance
That's
issues
oh
like
my
they're
god.
temporary, as if the
I still am
patches
not
are
gonna
gonna come
pay it.
down the
I'm
road
not
and
paying
the
it. I'm not
everybody's
gonna
just gonna
buy it.
cycle
I'm
back.
not
And
buying
for
it.
players, performance issues sometimes are permanent. We do not live in a world where you can just press pause on life and just replay a game 6 months later when it's finally fixed. Most of us do not have the time to revisit a game that let us down on launch day. Between work, family, and a constant flood of new releases, we just move on. That first impression sticks, and for many players, it's the last impression that game is ever going to get. You can fix it a year later, you can optimize it into the ground, but for the people that refunded, for the ones that uninstalled, for the ones that left negative reviews, in a lot of cases, they're gone. And this isn't just about critics, it's the industry at large that's not valuing performance the same way that players do. Developers have convinced themselves that they can just keep working on a game after it launches, that they'll be able to get it all to come together later, but later doesn't really matter for an audience that's already checked out. That disconnect is exactly why we're seeing this cycle repeat itself over and over again. All these publishers prioritizing release dates and promising patches while players are left with a broken product that they may never touch again. Cyberpunk 2077 and No Man's Sky did a massive service to the players, but did irreparable damage to the games industry. And I'll elaborate on this. These guys made good on their promises. They fixed their games. They over-delivered in some cases and continue to over-deliver in the case of No Man's Sky. But the positive reaction that was around those games and the continued positive reaction around those games taught the industry all the wrong lessons. These guys saw and they say, well, you know what? We can release a game in a garbage state. We can take their money as long as we promise to fix it later. Essentially, ever since then, I've only seen more and more games release in worse and worse states year after year. And these AAA games are getting so bad. And they used to already release in incomplete states to begin with day one patches and things like that. But
Yes, he's telling the truth on that one. Because the ultimate sin Pokemon created was the fact that the last game, if I'm correct, the last game with the motorcycle lizards and shit, it came out buggy as shit. And I'm like, wow, Game Freak, you losing your luster, bro. Like, come on, bro. Ain't this like a $60 game? I never in my life, because like I remember, cause everybody kept talking about that shit. It was super buggy.
now they've seen resurrections, they've seen praise, and they think that they can get away with it at any time.
Right.
And I'm not saying like that's the goal that a lot of these guys are aiming for, but if they get down to the line of release date, they think that they will have a golden parachute. I guarantee there's probably some strategy meetings where they're like, so the game's going to be really rough because of this, but don't worry, we've seen with other games that this can work out. That's why it's gotten to the point where you're seeing some of these developers getting confused and even angry that we're not showing them the same grace as we would some of these other companies. I think that's why they're getting so upset. They think they think that the outrage is just too much. They think that it's overbearing and it's odd. And
you're a multi-million, sometimes a multi-billion company making a product that's mediocre. You need to do better. You need to put your best foot forward. That's why people's on Xbox's neck every damn time. You need to put the best foot forward. That's why everybody's on Ubisoft's neck every damn time. You need to put your best foot forward. How you think you got the job? You put your best foot forward, then you got hired. Come on, man.
These game journalists and these developers, they think it's weird because they look at all of this as just temporary problems. But what is so temporary about something that seems to happen with every single AAA game? That sounds
right.
permanent to me, right? I mean, the two biggest AAA releases of this year, Monster Hunter Wilds and Borderlands 4, both games, terrible performance. That seems permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I think that this issue is just going to sort itself out financially. I think that these games are going to come out. I think that they're going to farm the first week that they're out. They're going to make a ton of money in that first week or first month. And then after that, the follow-up sales are just going to die. They're going to die hard. And we already know that's the case because Monster Hunter Wild sold 10 million copies in its first month, but hasn't been able to sell 500,000 since then. That's crazy. The reason why that's happening is because, think about it. The people that are waiting to buy the game are likely the people that don't have the money to play the game, and they're also likely the people who don't have the hardware to be able to play the game. So the games are getting killed by word of mouth, but also the people that can't actually afford to be able to run some of these games.
Yeah.
Got to meet the players where they are. That's why I said before, targeting the modern audience shouldn't be about skin color or gender. It should be about income and hardware.
Yep.
Hopefully they'll learn. If they don't, I'll make a video for them.
Yep, that's true. Cause it don't matter if you're black or white. If you po, you po. You pour in this economy, you just po. It is what it is at that point, man.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below.
It don't matter if you're gay, you're autistic. It don't matter, man. You know what I mean? You're non-binary, none of that shit. If you po in this economy, you just po. You just po. We all po together. Hey, we all po together. We all po together. The rich get richer and the poor get power. We all po together. But I like that video. It was a good video. Yeah, man. Stay safe. Good night. Let me know what you think about this video, and I'll see y'all next time.
And we can ride the boogie, share that feel love. I wanna rock with you.